Hello, welcome to the online school of mysticism with me, your teacher, Anaya Science Witch. Going to be learning, what are we going to be learning? The art of the Sacred Secretion, the highest form of inner alchemy, but we're going to be learning it from the ground up through the lens, you could say, of Eastern medicine, the Eastern wisdom keepers that gave us this artwork called the Narium too, and then blending it with what I've learned from Ireland, from going around Ireland and literally getting the vibration of the land that helped me see how all of these codexes actually fit together as the teaching of the human body, the teaching of the Iosa Chriost, coming from maybe the original Magian seafaring Phoenician priests that came from Ireland in the megalithic age, who were the original Freemasons, the original builders of all of those megaliths. And we've got this big, missing piece of history. And I wonder, I hope that this kind of information will start helping us fill in those gaps together. Because, what I'm sharing, I feel like it's a very, the beginning of it all, like the just pieces of the puzzle, the very, very obvious mechanics of it all. But in saying that, it's still quite detailed. It's not complicated, but it's very, very detailed, as we will see. So that's why I'm preparing all these classes to really break down what I've already written about and the 3 books that are available on my website that will work together with these classes. So you'll see that there's a link to a Google Drive in the description for this particular video. So you can go onto that Google Drive and you will be able to download some images that you can print out. Because I'm a very, obviously old school kind of learner where I need pictures and diagrams and I need kinesthetic learning. I need to be drawing to really get to know this information. Some people are visual, some people are auditory, some people are kinesthetic. It just really depends on you. So those are there on the Google Drive as a resource for you to kind of expand upon this work. And then what we talk about in sort of generalized ways in these classes, you'll be able to find the more detailed inspection in the books that were written about 3 years ago now. And that's got all of the really, really cool details. So what I want to focus on for this class is getting to know these 5 codexes and seeing the patterns that link them all together. Because this kind of teaching, it's a very holistic teaching, and it's teaching us as well how to become critical thinkers. Like, we're learning how to learn in a different way, in the circular way, and the spiraling way, in a non-linear way. So what you might notice is that, I'm going to be expanding and contracting and zooming out and zooming in and going around and coming back. And it will always reference these 5 tool codexes. So that makes it kind of easy. Because what I've found as well is this information, I've been doing this for a few years now, trying to really pull it all apart and find out the answers and the truth. It's boggling how much, once you learn this, it basically becomes, well, everything fits into that. Everything in the entire known realm that we're in this dualistic realm, it can all be explained with this. So it's very easy to get sucked into rabbit holes when you look into this stuff. You're like, oh, well, that connects to that and that connects to that. And of course it all does, because we're all connected. So the better thing to do, rather than chasing all of the little details and then the nodes and the connections, because you'll just be lost in the sea of information that doesn't really have a context or a framework or a scaffolding. These codexes are the scaffolding, so we can plug information into these rather than be led around by the information that just gets confusing and you don't really understand how it's meant to work together. So the way it's meant to work together is it's kind of like the owner operator manual for this amazing piece of organic technology that we've all been given for this life to experience this realm of dualism, really. And that's why knowing the Chinese medicine stuff, like you can see up there, there's the Taiji symbol of the yin and yang. It's always about this flipping modes, flipping perspectives, you know, as I said, zooming in, zooming out, looking from above, looking from below. This is the laws of alchemy. It's one thing will always transform into another. Nothing is static. Everything is always changing, and we have to take that attitude when we're learning about the human body, the Iosa Chriost, and all of the structures and all of the functions that are happening in there that we can't even see, but they are doing, you know, we're doing stuff, and we're going to learn all about that in an alchemical, metaphysical way, so we can better understand, you know, the goings on of the sacred secretion, but also we can use this for basic human health as well. So there's different tiers of information. You know, there's the structures and the functions and how things work when they're going right and how things don't go well. That's called ill health, and what to look out for and how to read your bodily signs and symptoms to interpret them through this Eastern medicine, Chinese medicine, Daoist philosophy, through their codexes of years and years and years, of thousands of years of observing the external world, applying those rules to the internal world, observing that human body, how it works, and then forming different sets of patterns for imbalances. And we're going to be learning all of that as we go on, but we've got to start somewhere. And the starting somewhere for this class is, you know, what are these basic codexes, the structures and the functions?